Want flexibility? Take yoga. Want flexibility with your health insurance? Check out United Healthcare Insurance Plans. Underwritten by Golden Rule Insurance Company, they offer flexible, budget-friendly medical, dental, and vision coverage that may be right for you. More at uh1.com.
On today's Smart 7, Michelle Mone tells the truth at last, Piers Morgan's hacked off and lots more. It's Monday 19th of December, it's International Migrants Day, and happy birthday, Billie Eilish.
The Smart 7. It's news, but not the news.
Disgraced Tory peer Michelle Mone found herself back in the spotlight this weekend. She's been under fire for the past 2 years for her role in a pandemic PPE scandal after she recommended PPE company MedPro be awarded more than £200 million in government contracts. It later emerged Michelle and her husband Doug Barrowman stood to benefit from the £60 million profit the company made as a result. PPE MedPro is currently being sued for over £100 million by the UK government for allegedly supplying faulty goods. Last week, the company released a YouTube documentary telling Michelle's side of the story, where she maintained her innocence. But in an appearance on Laura Kay this weekend, she finally admitted to being a beneficiary of the money, although she still says she's done nothing wrong.
I can't see what we've done wrong. Doug and the consortium have simply delivered a contract, a delivery contract of goods.
Her husband Doug, who appeared alongside her, claims a government official attempted to bribe him to make a criminal investigation go away.
This individual asked me, would I pay more for the other matter to go away? I was absolutely gobsmacked. I'm clear in my mind what he was saying. He was asking me if I would pay more money for the NCA investigation to be called off.
The Israeli military expressed its deep sorrow this weekend after the IDF killed 3 of its own civilians who were mistakenly identified as a threat. Alon Shamriz, Sama El-Talalka and Yotam Haim were abducted by Palestinian militant group Hamas on October 7th and had been held hostage for almost 70 days. All 3 were shot and killed by Israeli forces on Friday during combat in the Shujaiya neighbourhood of northern Gaza City. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he's heartbroken.
When I was updated about this terrible tragedy, it was a real shock for me. They survived and they really died at that last moment, and then that catastrophe took place. It has broken my heart. It has broken the entire nation's heart.
Meanwhile, British Deputy PM Oliver Dowden says the government is urging both sides to show restraint.
We do continue to urge restraint, abiding with international law, and at the same time, on this wider ceasefire point, we're trying to ensure that we get as long a period of pauses in hostility to allow that aid in.
It's been an unpleasant weekend for anti-immigrant rhetoric. First, former US President Donald Trump claimed that undocumented immigrants were poisoning the blood of the US during a campaign speech in New Hampshire on Saturday. That language has been branded as white supremacist and reminiscent of Hitler by US commentators. And then British PM Rishi Sunak added fuel to the fire during a weekend trip to Rome, where he's been meeting with the Prime Ministers of Italy and Albania to discuss migration. In a speech on Saturday, he claimed that illegal migration is overwhelming the UK.
Arrivals in the central Mediterranean up by more than 50% this year. That is unsustainable, but it is also unfair and it is immoral. So we must deal with this problem, and to ignore it would to put our countries at risk. People must know that if they come to our countries illegally, then they won't get to stay.
Prince Harry was awarded over £140,000 in damages on Friday after winning 15 claims in his phone hacking case against the Mirror Group newspapers. A High Court judge found there was evidence of extensive phone hacking by the company, which publishes the Daily Mirror, the Sunday Mirror and the Sunday People. It included stories about the Duke of Sussex smoking cannabis as a teenager, a disagreement with his brother and his relationship with his ex-girlfriend Chelsea Davy. But then editor Piers Morgan claimed no knowledge of the practice in a calm and rational statement on Friday.
The Duke has been repeatedly exposed in recent years as someone who wouldn't know the truth if it slapped him around his California tanned face. He also says he's on a mission to reform the media when it's become clear his real mission, along with his wife, is to destroy the British monarchy. And I will continue to do whatever I can to stop them.
Still to come on the Smart 7, the Gunners are back on top and Ollie Alexander's going to Malmo. Right after this.
Tired of ads barging into your favorite news podcasts? Good news. Ad-free listening on Amazon Music is included with your Prime membership. Just head to amazon.com/ad-free news podcasts to catch up on the latest episodes without the ads. Enjoy thousands of Acast shows ad-free for Prime subscribers. Some shows may have ads.
Welcome back.
It's been a dramatic weekend in the Premier League. Saturday's match between Luton Town and Bournemouth was abandoned after Luton captain Tom Lockyer suffered a cardiac arrest in the 59th minute and had to be stretchered off the pitch. On Sunday, the club confirmed that he's in a stable condition in hospital. Meanwhile, Arsenal found themselves back on top of the Premier League table after a 2-0 win over Brighton. They're the first team to keep a clean sheet over the Seagulls this season, and Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta says he's pleased with the result.
I think I'm super proud of the team, how we played. I think we were outstanding from the start to the end of the match, and overall the performance reflected in winning the game, which is very important, and I think it's a day to enjoy.
The latest season of Strictly wrapped up this weekend with ex-Coronation Street actor and fan favourite Ellie Leach lifting the Glitterball trophy alongside her professional partner Vito. It was an emotional night, which opened with a performance from all the pro dancers, including Amy Dowden, who's had to sit out this season due to a cancer diagnosis. And it also featured a performance by Cher and a major announcement from Years and Years Ollie Alexander.
Yes, I can exclusively reveal I will be representing the UK at the Eurovision Song Contest.
Back in 2001, filmmaker Spike Lee coined the term magical Negro to describe the Hollywood trope where a black side character exists only to help a white character succeed on their own journey. And now, over 20 years later, director Kobe Libby is coming out with a new satirical comedy which turns that trope entirely on its head. The American Society of Magical Negroes tells the story of a young man who gets recruited into a society of magical black people whose sole purpose is to make white people's lives easier. It's set to premiere at next year's Sundance, and the first trailer has just set social media on fire, so don't miss out.
What's the most dangerous animal on the planet?
Shark.
White people, when they feel uncomfortable. White people feeling uncomfortable precedes a lot of bad stuff for us. That's why we fight white discomfort every day. Because the happier they are, the safer we are.
The name needs a little updating, maybe like magical black people, or I guess that doesn't have the same ring.
You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Tired of ads barging into your favorite news podcasts? Good news. Ad-free listening on Amazon Music is included with your Prime membership. Just head to amazon.com/ad-free news podcasts to catch up on the latest episodes without the ads. Enjoy thousands of Acast shows ad-free for Prime subscribers. Some shows may have ads.